Hello everyone, today I'm going to present to you another amazing game played by Nezhmeldenof, and this time his opponent is Kosolapov, Rashid in black and Kosolapov is in white. This game was played in 1936. Okay, now start the game. Of course, white opened with the e4, e5, knight to f3, knight to c6, knight to c3, knight to f6, and this is we have the four knights game. In this position, white played d3. Now this is considered a passive move. You're giving your opponent the opportunity to attack, which is Nezhmeldenof in black. Now Nezhmeldenof played pawn d5, trying to open the position, and here take with the knight, and white played bishop to e2, and this is also considered a passive move. You are giving your opponent the opportunity to take the initiative. Bishop to b4, black bishop to b4. Now white played bishop to d2, of course blocking on the king. If you are trying to take, then he will take, and castled, and this time also this is considered as a blunder, opening for the knight. You are giving your opponents the chance to develop his pieces. He's going to play f4 and then gain some tempo. So black back his bishop. He didn't want to exchange bishops since he has chance to develop his pieces in the middle. Castled, white castled, and then pushed the f5, from f7 to f5 pawn, back down his knight, and here we have the big question mark, which is pawn to g5. Of course, we all know the principle. You try to keep your king safe, so never move your pawns. But in this position, Nezhmeldenof was pushing as much as possible to gain more space on the king side, attacking the white king. He backed his knight to e1. Of course, this is not the best move. The best move was to maybe push your pawn forward, or even playing f3. And here, knight on to f4. The knight in this position is very lethal. You have to get rid of it, but of course he don't. Nezhmeldenof enemy didn't want to give him the advantage of the two bishops, so he didn't want to sacrifice or to give his bishop again for the knight. So he pushed his f3 pawn. This is also considered as a blunder. You don't know what's the aim of this move. The better move was to play bishop to f3, and here check. The king now is cornered, and Nezhmeldenof played rook to f6, of course preparing to put the rook on the h file. This is going to be very dangerous, very hard to defend. And white played pawn to c3, of course limiting the move of the knight. Can't move to these squares. And black developed his white bishop. Knight to c2. Of course, you don't know what's the target of this move. I mean, all the black pieces are aiming to attack the black king, and you just can't afford to get away from protecting your king. It will be checkmated sooner or later. And of course, preparing for the attack, the rook attack. Now black, of course, attacking the black bishop, preparing to take it, and it's hanging. So what would anyone do? He would protect his black bishop, but Nezhmeldenof played a very interesting move, which is pushing his g pawn on g4, giving the black bishop for the opponent, and of course he gladly took the black bishop. Now preparing for a checkmate in one. Queen to h4. How would you protect against this position. Now, of course, bringing back the bishop, otherwise the knight, in this position the knight is gone. This is what happened. Taking advantage of the pin. Of course you can't take the h pawn is pinned to the king. Now preparing to, of course, protecting this square, otherwise there will be a checkmate. So this is the only way you are going to protect this pawn. There's no other way. You can't play h6 because it's going to be very you're going to take from the knight, and there's a very complicated way to protect your king. And here preparing the bishop for an attack. Maybe he have some ideas we are going to see later. Pushing the pawn, the b2 to b4 pawn. There are not much ideas you have in this position. Your king is barely protected, so you can't move all your pieces, otherwise you'll be checkmated. In this position, question mark, Nezhmeldenof played knight to g5. Of course this is considered not the best move because he can't take. Maybe he will have the chance to develop his pieces, because if you take with the pawn, then it's a checkmate. You can't do anything about it. It's checkmate. So what white did is wanted to get rid of the queen, moved back to f4. Now take. In this position, black, what do you think did in order to checkmate his opponent? Which is of course very amazing queen sacrifice. Queen takes on h2, sacrificing his queen. And here we have another sacrifice, which is knight to g3. Check. The only way you can move away from this, otherwise you'll be checkmated if you can't move back. So it's take, and to finish the king, pawn to f4, an amazing checkmate. There's no place for the king to go. What an amazing game from Rasheed Nezhmeldenof, and another queen sacrifice with other pieces sacrificed to checkmate his king. Thank you very much for watching. Please like the video. If you like the video, just press the like button. If you have any comments, mention it in the comments, and thank you very much for watching.